Okay, we're recording. Hello and welcome to the December 7th issue triage meeting for Operator SDK. We've only got a couple things on the docket, looks like, so hopefully we'll be able to get through all of them. And I guess before I dive in, is there anything anybody wants to talk about that's not on the list? Okay, moving right in. Oh, sorry.
No.
Oh, okay. Add custom fields to default status for Ansible operators. What does the default status mean?
So yeah, I'm not really sure what they're asking here, but I've just added a comment pointing them to the Kate status module in case that's what they're looking for. I guess what I would suggest is maybe we close it with that comment and invite them to reopen if that doesn't answer their if that doesn't fill their needs.
So I don't know exactly what an Ansible task is. I assume it's some smaller unit of work in Ansible.
Yeah, a task is like a thing. It's like a command, basically.
So is this them? They want to see more information about the goings on internal to the Ansible thing to be exposed in the status object of their CRD?
Maybe. The Kate status module does allow you to set custom fields on that status, but I don't think we can get the task output directly to the status. I'm not sure. So I'm hoping that this will give them what they need. But if not, then I'm hoping that they would give us a little more information.
Okay, that sounds fine.
It does. That sounds fine too.
Do you want to close this, Austin?
Sure. Jesus, I heard you say something, but you were very, very quiet.
Oh, sorry, I was just agreeing with you.
So anything else on this one? Add run bundle documentation. Sounds like something we should do.
Yep. I filed this issue because I was going through some docs and realized that we don't have any documentation for run bundle and how to use it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, there's CLI docs, but
Speaking of run bundle and things that are on the list that I wanted to talk about, how's
I think we have something, but yeah, it's not good at all. Maybe about the package manifest, not about the run bundle.
yeah, probably 1.5.
how's 1.3 coming along?
Should not be. Okay, it has no. I would suggest they post to 1.0 docs, but yeah, 1.5 shows better because we are more committed.
Yes, 1.5.
1.3 is slated for release by tomorrow. So I talked to one of the maintainers who has been releasing controller runtime releases, and they said that 0.7.0 stable will be released tomorrow. So as soon as that happens, then we can update our chain of dependencies.
Okay, cool. Operator SDK and binary version upgrade notifications.
Yeah, I remember a while back I think we discussed something like this where like how if you're running Minikube, it will let you know when a new Minikube version is available. We could probably do the same thing in Operator SDK. I think that'd be a nice feature to help people upgrade and know when they can upgrade. The other thing to do here would be to not run this on every single command. I would only run it on commands that you only run once. So like init, basically all the plugin commands and everything that you will run like on a regular basis, like generate commands and stuff that you run in CI, like run bundle, run package manifests. You would probably not run it then.
So I think, so I took a look at the Minikube very, very briefly, and it does look like they cache, they get the latest version and cache it. So I don't think it would be a problem to run it all the time, as long as it's getting cached.
It's not even about that. It's, I think there's an in-between of letting somebody know that there's a new version and being incredibly annoying about it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, like maybe not run, or something like that. Yeah, sure.
Do you know how Minikube literally does it? Do they like hit
Yeah,
their
they
own
hit a URL.
page or something? The what?
It looks like, I mean, I think if you click on Minikube in that description, they basically hit their releases.
Oh, okay. This doesn't sound too difficult. Although,
Actually, I was going to suggest that we make this a good first issue. It seems like this could be largely done without much knowledge of the SDK itself.
Since we're using the plugin commands from upstream Cube Builder, would it be more reasonable to implement this in Cube Builder and then take it from there?
well, I think we're talking about Operator SDK version here now.
Yeah, but the Operator SDK plugin commands are basically Cube Builder's implementation.
Yeah, like theoretically, you could have some function where you pass in a callback that you can run to get the latest version of whatever binary you're using, and then have KubeBuilder do that. That sounds like a fun upstream feature. So yeah.
Maybe a little bit overkill though. Maybe we do it the easy way first, and then we can make it upstream. I can't imagine that, or it's sort of difficult to imagine that they would want to implement this like generally with a callback.
Yeah, we could start implementing it here and then maybe pose it upstream and see what happens as soon as we have something concrete down here. Does that sound okay to you, Barsha?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Is there anything pressing on this? It seems to me like I think a good first issue is good. Help wanted and backlog, and we could just like leave it until somebody wanted it. Yep. Unless there's some reason to do it earlier.
Cool. Anything else on this? E2E integration has been facing an issue with the latest release version of OLM. Camilla, are you here?
Yes. So basically, okay, we add the bin data for 0.17 in TIS pull request. And then after TIS pull request, we started to see an error that was faced in the integration one. This test basically, we create a new project, scaffolding in API, and then we mock some CSV files and run a bunch of tests. So one of the scenarios is failing, then the other issues should be consequently of this one. Maybe this is an issue with the operator lifecycle manager. I'm I'm guessing that because before our test was running with a 0.15, besides all tests were running with a 15, besides we have the 16 already. So I would recommend check with 16 too to see if the same problem can be faced. Then we probably had some bug that was introduced in operator lifecycle managing 16, or some breaking change in the way that we mock the data. But it shows more like a bug. Need investigated.
I'm pretty certain that we've seen a similar error before. The source of that error was because OLM caches manifest data, and sometimes that cache doesn't get invalidated properly. In this case, that's what it looks like to be, because if you look at one of the errors, which is own namespace is not supported, while the CSV that we've applied does have own namespace supported, which means that an older CSV is being used. And because this is happening in multiple sequential tests, but only after one test already runs, that further supports my hypothesis. So I think really what needs to happen here is some investigation about how OLM's actually doing this, and then filing an issue with like a reproducer in the OLM repo.
Yeah, the pull request where we add the new version of the bin data works. So I also think there's maybe something related to the cache, as Eric suggested. However, all other follow-ups pairs fail. So also can be something related in the PR that we changed, not getting the bin data, but it is strange because I think I checked the logs and it was using the bin data. So yeah, shows more cache, as Eric suggested.
Yeah, if you want to assign this to me, I can probably take a look at this, unless Camilla, you want to do this.
It's up to you. You can choose. You can do if you want. I can try. Oh, fine.
Any other volunteers for this? Like, I can definitely take this on, but this is also a good chance to get experience with how OLM internals work.
I can try this out and I can get help from Eric.
Cool.
I think Varsha was looking already.
Yeah, why don't you do this, Varsha?
Do we have a time frame on this?
Just because it's an investigation, I would say backlog it and put a needs information label on it.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Anything else on this? Helm operators are rollback workarounds for Helm install and upgrade failure still valid.
Right. As I was looking at this a little bit this morning, basically Helm has added a new option for an atomic installation. So if let's say you can't perform like other installation actions or something along those lines while the install is running, and it will inform Helm that it should wait until the install is completed to perform other tasks. This would obviously be a very nice feature in the SDK, but there was some prior discussion about how Helm operator can incorporate the wait flag and how it can't straight up just use -- wait, or at least there needs to be some wrapper around it, which we don't have yet. So using atomic might not be a good idea right away. And there needs to be an investigation about whether that can be used and whether it will actually break how an operator would actually run a reconciliation. As I'm sure plenty of you know, blocking in a reconcile loop is not good practice. And I think that's one of the problems here with wait.
I think it is kind of a feature also would be easier actively after we apply the JAWS code, the future code for Helm implementation, because it works with the hooks. So we could maybe add some hook for that.
Sorry, my fire alarm's go. Oh wait, never mind. It's good to go. Yeah, so that is one other thing, is that there will fairly soon be a completely different looking Helm operator, so it might be worth blocking. But at the same time, I don't see the new Helm operator code solving this problem. I see this problem still existing for the new Helm operator. So I don't think we should block on it, but it is something to consider while we're thinking about a change like this. So I'll say that I'm not super familiar with how Helm handles installations. Like, I'm not really sure of what the internals look like and the semantics around that. So I might not be the best person to deal with this. Does anybody else feel confident in being able to handle this?
Depends when we want it.
Well, the other thing is, so originally for the wait feature, I think there were a few people who were requesting this, and now somebody else is requesting another feature on top of wait effectively. So there is a decent amount of community interest. I might put a help wanted label on this and put it in the backlog.
So
Can get to choose one as well if you wish.
one of the people that is supposed to be joining to help work on Operator SDK related topics from IBM is a Helm maintainer. So I can see if I can talk to him and see what his, when he's supposed to start showing up. He was asking me questions recently about getting Operator SDK up and running. So hopefully sooner rather than later. But I can assign this to me and see if I can talk to him about it.
That'd be awesome.
Would it be nice to also check the code, Jonathan? If you wish, I can ping there. Check the future implementation that you'd like to put in place for Helm that has some changes. It might be analyzing how it works there and how we could address the feature request. I can make a comment there to share.
Sure, if you could. Anything else on this one? That's all the stuff on the list. I had a question. Camilla, are you working on the molecule tests, getting those to run everywhere?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying. I'm trying to fix that. In molecular test working anywhere? No, I'm trying to make the molecular test is working the CI. That is not working now. After we moving for the GitHub actions. After working the CI, we can think about working in everywhere.
I was taking a look at that earlier, and I don't remember it who it was that I was talking to, somebody who knows about Ansible, but they pointed me to this Docker image that the Ansible team maintains. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I was going to try and get it to run just on this Docker image because, supposedly it already has all the stuff installed the right way.
This is interesting. I would say so. Part of the reason why we think things aren't running in CI is because molecule tests are making some sort of like outbound network requests, and that's causing GitHub to throttle molecule, and then it will return a max retries error. But the weird thing is that happens over a very long period of time. There's no like timeout until 80 minutes pass for a molecule test. But at the same time, there shouldn't be any outbound network requests made unless you're trying to install things into a Docker image, or sorry, in containers while building a Docker image, because we're using local clusters. So I don't really know what's happening here. But maybe there's an incorrect configuration somewhere such that molecule is doing something wrong. And so maybe using an environment created by the Ansible team for running molecule is better. So perhaps it is worth investigating this and using this toolset image.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I was just trying to get it to run locally. I wasn't considering myself as CI just yet, and I was going to try and do whatever it does now, just in this Docker image and see if that simplifies things.
Yeah, if you want to give that a go. I have a feeling that there are going to be at least a few updates that you need to make to some script files to actually call molecule from the Docker image. I don't know what else there is to do around that, but yeah, if you want to just go ahead and test that, and if you do get it working, ping Camilla and I and submit a PR if possible.
Okay, cool. That's all I had to talk about. Is there anything anybody else wants to talk about? I guess that's it for today then. Thanks everybody for coming. I think we still have a meeting on the schedule next week, but I think that's it until the next year, right?
Yeah, so I removed the meetings for the week of the Christmas week and the following week because that's New Year's week. So we won't have anything until I think January 4th.
Okay, well, thanks everybody for coming. See you all next week.
So yeah.
Oh wait, I've stopped recording. Oh God.